This zip wire is the longest and fastest in England, stretching over 600 metres, reaching speeds of 60 miles per hour, whilst flying over 3 climate zones, tropical rainforests and a giant wooden ship set in a sea of tea leaves. So where on earth could I be? Find out in just a moment. Today's house hunters are hoping to escape urban life and find peace in a rural setting. Who wants to wake up looking at a view like that?
I do.
Oh, we do.
And our houses more than hit the mark.
Is that what we wanted?
Wow.
There you are.
Isn't that good?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome to Escape to the Country. Today we're in Cornwall and I'm at the Eden Project, an educational charity that houses over 1 million plants and the world's largest rainforest in captivity. There are 2 separate domes encasing a range of flora, and just to give you an idea of the scale, you could fit the Tower of London in this rainforest dome alone. We'll be revisiting this beautiful bounty of botany later in the show. And who knows, I may even have a go on that terrifying zip wire. The Celtic county of Cornwall is a peninsula in the most southwesterly region of Great Britain. It's bordered by Devon to the east, the Atlantic Ocean to the west, and the English Channel to the south. With nearly 300 miles of coastline to explore, Cornwall is a haven for cliff walkers and seafarers alike, with endless beaches and some of the best surf in the country. Bodmin Moor in the northeast shows the wild side of Cornwall, with dramatic skies and wide open moorland. Bodmin inspired the celebrated author Daphne du Maurier, who drew on the history of this desolate backcountry to write one of her most famous novels, Jamaica Inn. On the south coast below Bodmin is the appealing fishing village of Polperro. Generations of sailors are said to have smuggled contraband here during the 18th century, in reaction to sky-high taxes imposed on goods during the Napoleonic War. Its smuggling days over, the village is now a popular destination for tourists who come to explore the winding lanes and, of course, enjoy a pasty or two. With all this on offer, it's little wonder that this lovely region remains a draw for holidaymakers and home buyers alike. At the moment, property prices here in Cornwall are just under the national average, coming in at around £266,000 for a detached home. What's more, Cornish homes are still valued over 10% less than they were back at their peak in 2008. But across the county, prices can fluctuate wildly. For example, a home with a sea view in one of Cornwall's fashionable seaside villages on the south coast can cost as much as 50% more than a similar property just a few miles inland. But what is it about this wonderful region that has attracted today's buyers? Let's meet them and find out. Elaine and John have been married for nearly 30 years and met on a blind date.
A lady working in my office, she said to me, well, you know, want you to come out for a drink? They then said, we're just going to go and pick up Elaine. And I thought, who's Elaine? What's that about? So anyway, they took me around to Elaine's house. And
I just moved into a brand new house.
Yeah.
Three weeks I'd moved in. I gave them all the guided tour, as you would, of a brand new house. And John has delighted ever since in being able to say that he was in my bedroom within 10 minutes of meeting me.
Both now retired, they're keen to relocate somewhere quieter where they can enjoy walking with their cherished Westies, Bobby and Harry.
We love our dogs. They both have problems walking. Harry has had both his back legs operated on. And Bobby, now he's got older, he's got a problem with his back knees. So now we have to take them round in a pram when we take them for a walk.
Yeah.
But we're quite happy to do that. They enjoy it and we enjoy it.
Yeah, they are our life in a lot of ways, aren't they? And
right.
A lot does revolve around Bobby and Harry, and you know, and so will the new property, because we're hoping we're going to find a place with a nice garden, possibly a few trees with a few squirrels, just to keep them entertained.
The They currently live in a detached 4-bedroom property in a large private housing estate on the outskirts of Reading in Berkshire.
We live in Lower Early. It's very urban. We've been living here now for 26 years, and we now feel, with me retiring, that we could actually now move. John's family and my family have passed away. My son died 10 years ago, and so there isn't anything really to keep us here. So John's already retired 2 years ago. We can follow our dreams and is on our bucket list.
They're making a big change, moving over 200 miles, but the lure of a new way of life together near a cosy Cornish village seems irresistible.
We're just looking forward to a totally different way of life, and it will be different.
I think for me, the move is going to be all about us being able to spend time together. It's going to be a challenge, but I think, you know, we both are looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah.
Drawn to the sea and countryside views, they've set their sights on the southeast of Cornwall, and ideally, they'd like to live in the picturesque triangle between Launceston, St Austell and Plymouth. Before we embark on our search for the right Cornish dwelling, we're meeting in the county so I can dig a little deeper into their property wants. Well, John and Elaine, welcome to Cornwall.
Oh, thank you.
Exciting times, really, because you're both retired, Elaine for you quite recently.
That's right.
I'm guessing this is an exciting new chapter.
It is. Yeah, we're really excited.
Are you?
We hope you're going to find us something lovely.
So do I. So do I. Because you've been in your current home in Berkshire a long time, haven't you, John?
Yeah, we have, nearly 30 years.
So what's the pull of Cornwall? Because you've got so many counties to choose from. Why this one in particular?
We just like the countryside, and we knew that as soon as I retired and the time was right, we would be heading in this direction. But it wasn't going to be Somerset because they have brown sea. So I had to come further to find blue sea, and here we are.
Tell me about this property then. What are we looking for with this house?
Not dark and pokey.
OK.
Not small windows, not too many steps.
What about the outside of this property, Elaine?
Imposing. I like attractive houses from the
Yes.
outside. I think it needs to be good looking on the outside as well as the inside. If it looks really dull and plain, I can't warm to it.
What about detached, semi-detached?
Detached, must be detached.
Oh, OK.
Definitely. Wouldn't go back. No.
We'll go
Don't
back.
want to hear flushing toilets and things going up the stairs. No, done all that, not anymore.
And what about the location? Are you looking for, ideally, sea views?
Well, that would be very nice. Sea views,
Wouldn't it?
views, rural views, country views, as long as we don't see a rooftop, that's all. At the moment, where we live, there's a house and a roof and a house and a roof and a house and a roof, and I don't want any of it.
You're sold on the countryside, you're sold on the rural way of
Yes.
life, but getting your head around a new home,
Yes.
that sometimes can be quite difficult, can't it?
That's right.
It can, although I'm quite looking forward to a challenge in
Yeah?
a way to, sort of putting our own touches on any property, really, so...
Touches or projects?
Well, touches, really. I'm sort of not into getting too adventurous on doing things.
Well, let's remind ourselves of your budget for this part of the world. Tell me again.
It's 460,000,
OK.
but we can go up a little if we really felt we wanted that house.
Well, I'm looking forward to this because we've got 3 fantastic properties lined up to show
Yeah.
you. So, shall we?
Yes,
Come on then. With a very healthy budget of £460,000, Elaine and John are looking for a contemporary detached house with a minimum of 3 bedrooms. Rural views are key, and if the sea is in sight, then even better. They'd like a good-sized garden which is safely enclosed for their beloved Westies. And finally, they'd like to be in the southeast of Cornwall. We found 3 houses all set in beautiful Cornish countryside. I'll be keeping the prices secret until the end of each tour. Our last stop will be a mystery house chosen to challenge their wish list, which has a few secrets of its own. We begin our search in the middle of open countryside in southeast Cornwall near Quethiok. Our buyers are keen to join in with the local community, and the nearby village of Pillerton, just over 4 miles away, could be just what they're looking for. Central to Pillerton is the Church of St Adolphus. Dedicated in 1259, it takes its name from St Adolphe, a monk and missionary from North Brabant in the Netherlands. There's a local choir, and with the church's recently cast bells, it has one of the best peals in the area. It even offers weekly bell ringing sessions. Pillerton also has a local pub, a lively Skittles League and a village hall that often holds events. Our first house is found within an 8-minute drive of Pillerton. So, here is our very first property in Cornwall to show you.
Yeah.
Looks very interesting.
Yeah, I like it so far.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, first impressions are good.
Yeah.
Good. Just have a little look over your shoulder.
Wow, that's gorgeous. It's fantastic, isn't it? That
Absolutely
really is.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can
that would
really
be
see
hard
it
to
from
beat, I
upstairs.
think, that
Yeah.
view.
Like, it will be
That
hard to beat, I
hard
think.
to beat.
And
That
that's
is
what you were
really-
after, isn't it?
That's what we're looking for, Nicki.
Yeah.
Yes, we're
Keen to
looking
step
forward seeing it.
inside?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Let's
very
take a
much
look
so.
around your first property.
Thank
Lovely,
you.
thank you.
This former smithy was built in the 1850s and formed part of the historic Pentilly estate. Eager to add value and space, the current owners have transformed it by extending the original outbuilding into an extra living area. And we're starting with this impressive vaulted kitchen. We've come in through the back door because that's what people seem to do in the country, isn't
Yeah.
it? They don't use the front doors. What do you think?
It's not quite as modern as I would have perhaps liked.
Okay.
Although, obviously, the kitchen's more Lane's domain than my own.
You know, sort of no cupboardy space, and it is sort of darker than... I like bright and airy, and
Yeah.
I feel this probably isn't bright and airy.
For you, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There's also a downstairs bedroom, but we're heading to the living room. So through here, you've actually got your sitting room, which, I don't know, what is it, 26 feet or something? It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It does have beams. However, these beams are way above you and they've been painted white.
Yes.
It's definitely a farmhouse feel. Not sure if a farmhouse is actually something that we'd be looking for. We're more contemporary.
Behind us, impressive wooden stove.
Yes, that's
multi-fuel
nice.
actually. And you love fireplaces.
I
So
know.
just at the end,
Yes.
Yes.
we've got a second one.
Oh,
Right.
We've got a study through there.
Yeah.
Perfect for an office. Next door to that is the dog room. So the dog room just leads off the front door.
Okay.
Yeah. This older farmhouse style seems not to be quite to their tastes, but perhaps what's upstairs might change their minds. Thickness of these walls, you can tell you're in an old building here, that's for sure.
yes.
But look at that.
Oh, it's
Oh, wow,
lovely,
that
isn't
is
it? Really nice.
amazing.
That's lovely, that.
Who wants to
That's
wake
what-
up looking at a view like that?
I do.
Oh, we do. We
Yeah?
definitely do. Yes, that is the best part, that's for sure.
You've got this as the
It's-
master bedroom.
Yes.
It's not an ensuite, as you probably just gathered. Next door is the family bathroom, but you've got another double bedroom plus a good-sized single.
Okay.
Okay.
So the one thing I would suggest is making that single into a dressing room.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then that's all you need, is that view.
Well, it's certainly that view that
Yeah.
is
the
selling
view
at the moment.
It's
but,
perfect, yeah.
yeah.
Can't tempt you with your own dressing room?
Well, to see, I think.
Not at the moment.
Well, we love the view, so let's go
Yeah.
outside.
Thank you.
The view certainly seemed to have made an impression on John, so let's hope the large garden, complete with outbuildings, will help convince Elaine too. The good thing about this garden is it's dog-proof. It's fenced all the way round, and you've got, in a way, a split view. You've got a view in one direction,
Yes.
then you've got a view in the other.
Yeah, it's lovely views.
That is lovely
Yeah.
views.
And you might have noticed, just to our left as we came in, you've got the garage and you've also
Yes.
got a workshop.
Yes.
How much do you think it's on the market for?
I think it's about 390,000.
OK. John?
I think it would be a bit more than that. I would have said near 410,000.
Split the difference, and that's the asking price.
Okay.
£400,000.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
£60,000 left in your budget.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why don't you
exactly.
go round and have a look to see if those changes would make the difference?
Yes.
Only you two can tell. So,
Yes.
All right.
be my guest.
Yes.
Have a second viewing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Under the top budget by £60,000, this converted smithy offers the peace and quiet they're after. The property has 4 bedrooms, complete with the stunning views they're looking for, and the location is exactly where they'd like to be.
Just have a look at the view, though. Don't you
It's
think
lovely,
it's
isn't it?
gorgeous?
It's quite a steep step.
It is a big step down, isn't it?
It's lovely.
But,
Yeah, I could see us drinking a glass of wine here.
yeah, I'm sure you will.
I've tried to see it in maybe a light that we might be able to do some things to it. But unfortunately, I know in my heart that this is not the house for me.
I don't think Elaine, unfortunately, could see herself living in the property. Certainly not as it stands. And I'm not too sure that she's convinced that it can be converted into what I think, is a possibility.
So you've had a chance to look on your own. Any change of heart?
Not sure yet.
we
We'll
still
keep that as a secret.
Yeah, all right, I like that. I like
Think
that.
about it.
Because I have got more to show you.
Okay,
Let's
lovely,
go.
thank you.
Thank you.
Cornwall may be famed for its beautiful coastline, but we're keen to show Elaine and John just how diverse this county is and to immerse them in some local history. Just outside Truro, the county's only city, lies Truethen, a privately owned estate and one of Cornwall's most elegant examples of 18th century architecture. Built in 1715 by 2 London architects, it's been home to the same family for nearly 300 years.
Hello there.
Welcome here.
Pleased to
welcome
meet
to
you.
Cornwall and welcome to Trewithen.
Thank
Lovely to have
you.
you here. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
And this is actually quite a place of history. So
It
it's
is.
good to be able to share it with nice people who've come down to look at Cornwall.
Is it a listed building, though?
Yes, it is. Oh, it's very high listing indeed, very high listing. And it has a delicacy about it and an intimacy which other houses this time down here don't. Cornish houses, by and large, are
Yes.
huge, solid granite. We're in the Atlantic, we're going to withstand the storms, all this stuff. And there's a delicacy about this which make it really quite special.
Is it open to the public?
Yes, it is, yeah. We're a spring garden here, and all the magnolias and rhododendrons are really flowering in their height between February and the end of June, so we're open to the public in that period. I think it's very important that as many people as possible can savour and understand the speciality of Trewithen. I think it's a rather nice place.
The estate covers 40 acres and is home to a staggering collection of beautiful gardens, large trees and plants famous for their international variety. And in 2012, Michael Galsworthy decided to enrich his woodlands by welcoming back some very special guests, red squirrels.
So this is our great project, very exciting project, of getting red squirrels back into the wild eventually.
What inspired you to start the project?
In a word, childhood memories. When I grew up here as a child in the 50s, I can remember red squirrels gambling all over the lawn, red squirrels, no greys.
The red squirrel is the UK's native breed, but they've been decimated by the introduction of the grey squirrel from America in the 19th century. The large greys carry a pox virus which can be fatal to the red squirrel.
What we're trying to do now is to encourage the breeding of red squirrels. So we're part of the Cornwall Red Squirrel Project, which has the patronage of the Prince of Wales.
The reintroduction of the red squirrel is key not only to the survival of the species, but also to help put a halt to the greys' reign of terror. The greys supplement their diets of nuts with wild birds' eggs and they strip bark from trees. It's estimated that the damage they've caused has cost commercial forestry over £50 million a year.
We just hope that the public at large understand the damage done to the natural environment by grey squirrels. It really is colossal. And I can give you an example. We planted 16 acres of sweet chestnut here many years ago, and we lost 50% of them, all ringed by grey squirrels.
Oh, gosh. Is there anything that the people of the public, even ourselves, for instance, can do to help a project?
The most important thing is really for the general public to be aware of what it is the Red Squirrel Project is trying to do, which is reintroduce the native squirrel to England. So the damage being done to trees and wild birds by grey squirrels is intense. So that's the message to put out. I don't want to eradicate every grey squirrel there is, but there needs to be a balance.
In July 2012, Prince Charles, president of the Red Squirrel Survival Trust, introduced a male red to the 2 female residents, and in 2014, the family was gifted with 2 baby red squirrels. they'll be released in other areas of the country, and it's hoped that we will once again see plucky red squirrels populating British woodland. For our second property, we're less than a 10-minute drive southwest of our first house in the village of Menheniot, with Plymouth 15 miles to the southeast. Crucially, it means we're staying within Elaine and John's favoured southeast triangle. The meaning of the name Menheniot is Sanctuary of Neot, and this unspoilt village remains a haven for visitors and locals alike. Towards the centre of the village sits the church of St. Louis. Its original 12th century tower is still intact. There's a local shop, a pub, a post office and a thriving farmers market the second Saturday of every month. Our second house lies just on the edge of the village.
So let's see if we have any luck with our second offering. Here is your property.
Looks big.
Big.
Well, you're together on that one.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
I get the impression that that bit is original and this bit's been added on.
Elaine, you'd be absolutely right. This is 7 years old.
Right.
Right.
So is that
Oh.
screaming out contemporary?
Temporary, it is modern.
This part of the property, which I think looks very attractive, is a little bit older, shall we say.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
It looks good.
It's got character and charm, hasn't
Yes,
it?
yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah. I know you didn't want to see rooftops.
No, but we do.
There's a few around,
but
but
we'll
let's
see.
Let's see if
Yeah.
that's manageable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Indeed.
So shall we get started?
Yes, please.
Love to.
Thank you.
The original part of the house is 300 years old, but 7 years ago the current owners branched out, adding a new wing that includes this kitchen, which I hope will be more in keeping with Elaine's more modern taste.
Is this contemporary enough?
I think so.
Good. Good. Is this much more what you had in mind?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Clean lines, modern
Yes,
layout,
yes.
beautifully tiled, practical flags on the floor.
Yep.
I like the size of the kitchen, and it's nice and straightforward, which I quite like. You know, I don't like too many nooks and crannies, so it looks pretty good, really, in that respect.
Good size.
It's a good size.
Through that door, you can see we've got a large living room through there.
Yes.
And then upstairs, on that side, you've got 2 bedrooms and a family bathroom.
Okay,
However,
good.
I want to show you this side.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Going through to the original part of the house, there's a cosy study, a light dining room, and the main living room that I hope will impress them.
So from the kitchen, we walk through a study, you've got a downstairs cloakroom, that lovely big dining room,
Yeah.
and then leads into this.
Yes.
So this is your second living room.
Yep.
Yeah, that's...
Fireplace is quite nice. It's got log burner.
Yeah, got a log burner here.
Yes.
And just as we walk through that dining room, there's
Yeah.
another fireplace there. You could have
Sure.
both fires roaring in the winter if you
Yeah,
wanted
it'd
to.
be nice. Okay.
It's older than perhaps what I would have liked, but, you know...
Is it the
perhaps
furniture that's giving that impression?
It-
Because
it
I
could
think
be.
the room actually is quite neutral.
But-
What do you actually think of the space itself, the room size?
Well, it's a good sized room.
I think I agree with John that, again, we're getting an oldie, worldy feel of a property, which is difficult because we want the setting, which you wouldn't really get if you had totally modern.
I think a few changes might do that, but we would, you know, we have to sort
Wait
of
to
talk
see
about
everything
that and
else
see.
first.
See, yeah, it would be interesting to see how the rest of the place...
Let's see if I can persuade you, shall we?
Yep.
Keep going.
I don't sense much enthusiasm so far, but perhaps the original generous-sized bedrooms upstairs will inspire them.
So we have, in this part of the property,
This is nice.
2 double bedrooms.
Yeah.
With the family bathroom next door. So you can
Right.
live in one side.
Yeah,
any
and John
guests-
could live in the other.
This is the master.
Yeah,
Okay, looks very nice. It's a
Yeah.
very good size, yes, yeah.
but I can see rooftops, loads of them.
Yeah. Do you know what? You said it was all in the curtain test, and I was thinking I might draw those curtains. I was thinking, I wonder if she'll notice. Yes, she has. Yeah, that's the problem.
They're
We're
not
en-
as close as the
No, they're
ones
not.
that we
And-
see from our window.
And there is a view beyond, if you look over the rooftops, that's something anyway.
Are you trying to convince me or you?
Good question.
Well, I don't want you to write this off quite yet.
Yep.
because we've still got to talk money.
Yep.
And then you've got to explore the other half, or John's part of the
Yeah,
house,
John's
haven't we?
side.
Let's go into the garden, but start putting a price on it for me.
I'm really hoping that the garden views and the price might change their minds.
So you've got this decking area along here and a sunken hot tub.
Yes. Yeah, that's not something we're used to, but we won't throw it away.
Yeah. Well, you're making me sound like you quite like this house now. And two more things to mention. Lastly, here's your garden with a couple of sheds just at the back. And then, of course, we do have that view. That's the last thing I'm going to say, because I'm going to see what you think of the price.
Right.
Right.
What amount do you think it's on the market for?
I would say that it's probably on the market for about 430,000.
Right. Elaine?
I think it's about 410.
The asking price is £400,000.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
It is.
again, way under your budget, 60,000 under.
It is indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that, again, leaves you a lot of money if you want to make the changes.
It gives scope for changes, yes.
Yeah. So why don't you take another look around? Because, again, having that figure in your head, is it worth making those adjustments? That would be my question.
OK, we'll think
have a
about it.
Help
Thank
yourself. Thank you. It's really interesting because I thought this house was going to be contemporary enough for them. The fact that half of it is 300 years old, you would never know inside, but sadly not.
Under their maximum budget by £60,000, this extended property offers a lot for the price. It's detached, has a contemporary kitchen and bathroom, 4 large bedrooms, an enclosed garden safe for their dogs, and is ideally located in the southeast of the county.
Best features of the house, I thought, were the kitchen and the bathroom. They have been updated, and therefore they're much more to my taste.
If it came down to price, I'd rather spend the money on house number 1. It's got the views, it's got a bigger garden, and we could just change the inside. But here, the inside is nice, but we can't change houses' rooftops.
I don't think we've got it right with this house, sadly. Let's see. Hello, you two. Now, judging by those faces, have we cracked it with this property?
No.
Not quite, I'm afraid.
OK. Well, one more house to show you. It is, of
Yes.
course, our mystery house. Let's see if it weaves some magic on you tomorrow.
Yes.
Should we make a move? Come on.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's the second day of our property hunt, and with a healthy budget of £460,000, we're helping retired couple Elaine and John to leave their urban housing estate in Reading, Berkshire, in favour of a Cornish retreat. Still to come, our mystery house comes as a shock, but is it a good one?
Oh, I know, you're getting all emotional, John.
And I'll be taking a bird's eye view of Britain's largest rainforest.
Whoa! Oh, my word! Wow! It's the start of a new, rather misty day here in Cornwall, and I'm hoping we're going to have more luck finding the right property for John and Elaine. With their rather handsome budget, I thought we would have got a better reaction from yesterday's 2 spacious properties. However, on reflection, I think what they want isn't so much contemporary, but a new build, something that's hard to find in a rural setting with tremendous views and without any neighbours.
To reach our mystery house, we're driving 20 minutes northeast of our second house, close to the village of St Dominic, between the majestic moors of Bodmin and Dartmoor. It's just over 3 miles from the busy town of Callington. In the 18th century, Callington was one of the most important mining areas in the UK. Today, there are no active mines, but the town is thriving and has a growing population of nearly 5,000 people. With shops, pubs, the beautiful St Mary's Church, and with the countryside on its doorstep, Elaine and John would find plenty to keep them busy here. 10 minutes from Callington, our imposing mystery house dates back to 1850 and used to be owned by the Marquess of Northampton. With some modern additions, I think it's got the style they want, but it does come with a catch, and it's a big one for Elaine. It's semi-detached.
Come on through into your courtyard.
Oh, my goodness.
Because this is your mystery house.
Oh, gosh.
Wow. That is something. I love that.
Yeah.
I just love
that's
that.
nice.
Good.
Very
Beautiful.
imposing.
That part of the barn and the house, this old sort of working farmer house, or as it was,
Yeah.
is the mystery house.
Yeah.
Right.
The part here to my left
Yes.
is actually owned by the current owners.
Right.
Now, they're converting all of this side, and the idea is they have windows and everything on the other side because they don't want to be looking at you, and in a way, you're not going to want to be looking at them. So the idea is this is your drive,
Yeah.
and then they use the other side. So it's private. Open mind?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
indeed.
far.
Yeah.
Come on then.
Good. Thank you.
I thought with the neighbours so close they would be put off, but they love it. Let's hope the interior also makes the right impact.
So we are going to start off our tour with this kitchen.
Wow.
Oh, this is lovely.
Oh,
Yeah?
Really nice, this is. Really nice.
Oh, it looks just so light and airy. Which
Yeah,
is what
light and
everyone always
airy,
says
that's
you want
what
it,
we
but I think it
wanted.
is.
Got a huge range there. It's going to be pumping out some
yeah,
heat,
that's
but
good.
you might have
Wow.
noticed you've got a conventional oven just to the left.
Oh, right,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. And we came through a
Yeah.
boot room, which has got a sink as well, which will be
Yes.
Yeah.
handy for the
Oh,
dogs.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
Really,
perfect.
As far as kitchens go,
Yeah,
I'm
everything's right.
thrilled.
Yeah, so
Oh,
am
I'm
I.
absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. It's a wonderful kitchen.
so I bet you're keen to see a little bit more now, aren't you?
Oh,
Very much
definitely.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, got a dining room in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next door to that, you've got a sitting room with a
Lovely.
great little vista.
Okay.
Elaine and John are clearly impressed, and I think that this modern extension is going to keep them beaming.
So this is a really unusual house, our mystery house, because this part is the barn, that L-shaped. It's contemporary.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
modern. It's 10 years old.
Fantastic.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. It's
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
lovely. Yeah, very nice. Really
Love
like
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
love the floor.
Everything. Yeah, love
What
the
a wonderful
stone
floor.
Underfloor heating in this part of the property.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You're liking it, aren't you, John?
Yes, I really am.
You're liking
Yeah.
it. Just at the back is a conservatory to die for. You're going to lose your hearts in there.
I think we put in an offer already, but
Don't get me too excited. So the old and the new sitting together, it works?
Yes.
does.
Yep. Yep.
Very
All
much it
works so
does.
far. All
Lovely.
Does. Yeah. Beautiful.
beautiful.
Well, let's go back into the old part of the house.
All right.
And take a look at the bedrooms.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
They like what they've seen so far, and I think that the generous bedrooms and bathrooms upstairs could seal the deal.
So upstairs we have our bedrooms, and guess what I want you to do?
Oh,
The curtain test.
Oh.
Off you go.
Fantastic.
this is where I open the curtains and. Oh my word! Not a roof.
Wow. Good,
There
isn't
you
it?
are.
Isn't that good?
Yes, thank you. Perfect.
Just one of
Yeah.
3 bedrooms up here.
Lovely.
All
really nice.
en suite.
Really
All of them.
sweet.
I'll have to
Wow,
find a
that's-
clean one.
Do you like it?
I
do.
absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Excellent.
Everything. Yeah.
So, I mean, practically everything you've seen.
I know. It's
Everything so
superb.
far
Yeah.
has been absolutely perfect.
One more thing that you were desperate for, and that was the garden, wasn't it? I do have
Yeah, wait
just
a minute.
a little bit more garden to show you.
Really?
Yeah, come on.
Oh.
I can practically see the sold sign, but can they afford it?
And the final part of our mystery house tour is, of course, the garden.
And the views.
And look at those rolling
my
hills.
Goodness.
Oh, that is
Oh,
spectacular.
I just get the wine out. We'll just sit there now and enjoy it.
Lovely decking area too, isn't it?
Lovely.
It's great.
Really
nice.
lovely.
Absolutely.
You've got that other little bit of garden around the side that you saw. That's
Yeah.
actually
Oh,
the
yes.
front of the property, believe it or not, because we came through the back door.
Yes.
And
Right.
then the garden, you've got all these mature shrubs and trees. But if you look at the palms just to my left,
Yes.
past that, going down,
Yeah.
is a bit more of your garden.
Oh, my
Really?
goodness.
You've got to decide whether you can afford it.
Yes.
We're only a mile from Callington.
Yes.
25 minutes from Plymouth.
Yeah,
Would you be proud to show your friends and family your house? Would
Oh.
you be welcoming them to come to stay?
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah.
So is it
No
under,
question about it.
is it on budget, or is it over?
I think it's going to be a bit over our budget, unfortunately. I think it's going to be about 480,000.
I think it's going to be 460 because it's semi-detached.
The asking price is
Yeah.
under your budget, £455,000.
Hey! Get sold!
Are you serious?
The sold sign.
serious.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think this moment was going to happen.
No, neither did we.
Do you love it?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. It's, yeah, we're excited.
Oh, no, you're
Very
getting all
excited.
emotional, John.
I am.
Oh, the dog's going to like it.
Oh, they're going to love it. They're going to love it.
You still have got so
better
much.
do.
They have, because you bought it. You've got
We
so much
have.
more to explore on your own, haven't you? Be my guest.
Yeah.
Please do. Take as long as you like.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing else to say, really, is it? Listen, she's shouting, sold, sold, as she walks back into the house. What more can I say? Fabulous house. We took a huge risk. It's paid off. What's more, it's under budget.
Just within their budget by £5,000, this slate-roofed house offers an appealing mix of contemporary and character features. It's semi-detached but doesn't look out onto the neighbours and has its own private courtyard, a decked area and a good-sized garden with stunning views.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the place is perfect.
It ticks all the boxes, and even boxes we didn't know needed ticking.
I think she'll divorce me if I say we can't have it.
What a surprise!
I know.
Who would have thought it?
Not me.
I think your faces say it all, don't they?
Definitely.
You two look so happy.
Yeah, we are. We are.
I've got to drag you away now.
No, that's
Come
a
on.
shame.
Britain's diverse geography creates some extreme natural microclimates, and Cornwall benefits from some of the warmest temperatures in the UK. And tucked into a 50-metre deep crater overlooking St Austell Bay, the county is home to man-made microclimates in the form of the Eden Project. These giant biomes house the world's largest indoor rainforest, as well as over 1 million plants from around the world. A charity-run enterprise, the project promotes sustainable living and educates visitors about man's relationship with nature. I've arranged to meet Dr. Joe Ellsworthy, Director of Interpretation, for a tour.
Joe, I have to say I've been really excited about this visit because it's the first time I'll have been to the Eden Project.
Well, welcome to our home.
Well, thank you. So who had the vision to create all of this from scratch?
It was Sir Tim Smith. He wanted to create the biggest global garden in the world to show how we all could reconnect to nature and put it in a place where you couldn't see it from a mile away.
He's certainly done it, hasn't he?
Certainly did, yeah.
Can I ask you about the actual structures themselves? To me, it looks like giant bubble wrap. You know, what's the purpose? Does it conserve energy?
It conserves energy and it's called ethyl tetrafluoroethylene. It's,
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
there's 3 layers of it, so it is like bubble wrap. It's like a giant duvet, and so it keeps the plants warm, but it also transmits daylight, complete daylight, so they have the right light inside them.
Well, I am really looking forward to walking around and exploring. So shall we go?
Let's come and have a look at the world.
Thank you.
I'm heading to the rainforest biome. Standing at a staggering 55 metres high, it covers nearly 16,000 square metres. Home to around 4,000 species of plants, it includes rubber trees, cocoa beans and chewing gum plants.
What really hits you is the heat.
40 degrees.
God, telling me, yeah, but you feel like you're in the centre of a tropical rainforest.
Absolutely. We've got the whole tropical rainforest here and all the different rainforests of the world, so we're in Malaysia at the moment.
And what have we got behind us here, growing so well?
Rice.
Rice?
Yeah, this is rice in water. The temperature's perfect for it here, and it's next to our Malaysian garden, so it's semi between the wild and a garden crop.
I've never seen wild rice grow, ever.
Yeah. And behind you, you've got the miracle tree, which is used for everything. You can eat the leaves, the roots, you can use the seeds to purify water, you can use it for oil to make watches work.
Oh, goodness.
So, all sorts of things.
Truly fascinating, and thank you.
Looking up at the trees is one thing, but when botanical scientists in the tropics want to navigate out-of-reach canopies, they often employ zip lines. Taking inspiration from them, the Eden Project has built England's longest and fastest zip line. Let's see if I've got the bottle to try it.
I don't mind admitting I'm absolutely petrified.
Mike is going to launch me from the terrifyingly high platform from where I'm going to fly for 660 metres as fast as 60 miles per hour along what they call the Skywire.
Mike, you're sure this is the best view of the Eden Project?
Very, very sure.
Right, I am ready. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Oh my word! Wow! This is truly amazing. I can see everything. Whoa! I seem to be going so fast. Oh!
With my feet firmly back on the ground, I can't wait to find out Elaine and John's thoughts on our properties.
We've got to talk about properties, haven't we?
Indeed, yeah.
We have, haven't we? Because we know yesterday wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great at all.
It wasn't great. However, today,
Yeah.
the sun came out, it shone on us.
Yes.
And the mystery house, will you tell me?
Well, it was everything.
It was
And
everything
more.
and more.
Yeah?
Everything and more.
Yeah, we loved it.
Yeah.
I was worried. I said this to you when we first walked into the property because your brief to us was modern, views, no neighbours, and we took you to the mystery house that had a neighbour right next door.
no.
And it was attached.
The property just overrode that in every sense, and the views and everything. That was what we really wanted, and everything else just seemed to be insignificant.
Yeah, we knew we could be happy there. I could tell from straight first 60 seconds I'd be happy there.
Could you really?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like it's a done deal, and I realise I haven't probably asked the most significant question out, which is, are you going to put an offer in?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes. We wish you all the best with the move.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very
And
much.
drop by any time.
We started off our property search with a clear criteria from John and Elaine. They wanted a detached modern property with fabulous views and definitely no neighbours. And guess what? Our 19th century mystery house threw most of that up in the air. And I'm predicting that this wonderful couple with their beloved dogs will be calling this part of Cornwall home very soon. I'll see you again. John and Elaine didn't wait around, and after a second viewing, they put in an offer on the mystery house. And I'm happy to say it was accepted. They're about to move in and can't wait to start their new life in Cornwall. If you'd like to escape to the country in England, Wales, Scotland or Northern Ireland and would like our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.